As some of you know, I'm into RC drifting. So I have 4 completed cars, one of which needs repair, and one is incomplete. Another 5th chassis that is incomplete. The Supra will get, once I finish this one, I've got to place another order, RC Mart, get a motor, electronic setup, battery, suspension arms, and yeah, we're gonna put ball bearing stuff on it, just really high end. It's a wrap up next, so I'll try to keep it all wrap up next. This is the first car I got in 2004, which actually there's a video from on board of about 10 years ago. Not a very good video. I literally just stuck a camera inside, pointed out the windshield, and drove it, but it was bottoming out the suspension because of it. But I have rear-wheel drive modded it. All the blue components are new since then. And it's definitely... Oh, and I've blown that motor and put a new motor in it. And switched it over to LiPo. This is my newest chassis. It's a really stock Yokomo YD2E with all Yokomo electronics. Everything on it, even the gyro, is Yokomo. And I've high mounted it. For this body, it was a tall center of gravity high mounted. I've taken some weight off by taking out the upper chassis brace. And when I low mount it, I run this NSX body on the chassis. I can adjust it, but the body will not fit with these metal posts on. I have to take the metal post off and low mount the battery, and then I can put the NSX body on. Now, this is my infamous Bulldog, and these are its other 2 body setups. Normally I display it like this, or I put it on the jack stands, and I put this body on it, because it shows the hood, under the engine bay and everything. And I put it on the jack stands, and it's a very accurate looking scene. However, it's in street mode right now because I went sidewalk surfing recently. Yeah, this is the setup. I run these big wheels. Let me give you a size comparison. Here's one of the wheels that are on the other cars. Just a size comparison. I mean, look at that. Huge difference. Big wheels. Clears all the bumps in the sidewalk and twigs and all that crap. Because you don't always have a perfect track to drive on. Also, as you can see, front engined with belts transferring the power to the drive shaft to the rear. And yes, that is McPherson front suspension geometry, which you've probably seen a video on before if you watch my channel. No, I did a McPherson versus double wishbone video, and I used the RC cars to show it. The other Mustang body is pretty much just a display body. I don't run it very often like that. Those wheels are intermediary size between, like they're a little bigger than the normal wheels, but they're not as big as these wheels. Those are HPI wheels, these are Yokomo wheels, and those are homemade wheels. And the all-wheel drive car, in case you're wondering, right now what's broken about it is the wheel bearings, the front wheel bearings are gone, and there's no way to control it anymore. It just steers whatever direction it wants to steer. It's crazy how much that affects the car, just like it does a real life car. This is all the tires I've ever used. These are the ring tires. They sucked on asphalt, and they wore a little quickly. So they went to these solid rings, which were better on asphalt and still wore a little too quickly. And because of that, during that time period, we were making our own tires. These are ABS plastic rings. We just fit them on the rims. And HPI came out with these for asphalt, and they're actually really good on asphalt, but they suck on concrete for some reason. Something about the HDP formula being too soft. I don't know. So Yokomo came out with these that are on it with the rubber inserts here. You can kind of see the lip there. And the plastic ring that goes on the rubber inserts. Then they ultimately just said screw it and made it all just a solid plastic ring like this one. And that's what's on most of those cars. There's also other tires like these rubber rally tires. These are the hard rubber drift tires. They're almost plastic. And I've got, these are those HPIs the Mustang has. They're a little bigger, but handle kind of like the Yokomos. These are Yokomos, yeah. No, these are MSTs. So we went back and forth between MST and Yokomo. MST is a little softer, a little less forgiving on concrete. Yokomo is a little harder, a little more forgiving, a little less grippy on asphalt, but we don't use them on asphalt. So this has the Yokomo C's, these are the Yokomo A's, and those are MSTs. And these have the most grip. Because of the flat profile, you line the camber up and bam. Now, sometimes I do this. I shouldn't, but anyways. So I'm not supposed to do this, but because it'll tear up the floors. But I do like sliding them around through the house sometimes. As you can see, she handles real good. Well, sometimes I'll go do a little practice running out here. This is just a little figure 8 spot. But as you can see, pretty quick to get the hang of, and yes, the brake lights work. Yes, I can turn off the high beams. Fun little figure 8 warm-up spot. That's all that is. That spot's useful when I have the garage being used and I do a change on the car and I just need to test something to make sure it's working. Kind of hard to see, but there are some corner markers here and there. Normally that stuff's not there, that stuff's not there, and that stuff's not there. So normally I'd have a wall ride, and this whole corner is blocked off right now because of my pile of scrap metal and some extra tires. Yeah. Oof. It's probably hard on that tire. Yeah, it's starting to debeat it a little bit. Huh. It's interesting, the concrete's settled differently now. Because that lip wasn't as bad. This lip was about the same, but this lip didn't exist before. Whoa! Gotta love the varying grip levels. Woo! Any rate.